Okay, let's try this again. I'm in the Snoqualmie Tunnel. For whatever reason, my camera was misbehaving, so I had to stop and recalibrate the gimbal twice. The camera's fine, it was the gimbal that's being cranky. But anyway, so go ahead and see if I can do this sucker on the first try. Oh wait, you know what? I turned the light brightness down, I forgot to turn it back up. Hang on a sec. So there's 1% light brightness. Oh, what the heck? Why is this thing upside down? Okay, hold on. Okay, there's 25% brightness. That'll help a little bit. So we don't have to shoot the whole video at ISO 51,000. The camera end up along the hole. I hope it's steady enough. It seems like even if all the bottom's steady, the top is shaking a bit. Hopefully that's not messing up the video too badly. But I wanted to try to show the ceiling, not just the floor. I think the ceiling of this tunnel is a lot more interesting than the floor. Since there's nobody else around to whine about my light, I got it at 25% right now, just to conserve the battery life. High voltage, 15,000 volts. Okay. I've got to stick my finger there. It's just nice and flat. It's a like bicycle quality trail. I'm not even wearing boots, I'm wearing shoes. Comfy, cozy. It's funny, at the parking lot back there, some guy was asking me how you get to the west end of the tunnel. I'm like, well, it's easy. You park here by the east end of the tunnel, and you walk through it. And I told him, yeah, the west end of the tunnel, I don't think there's any parking lots nearby at all. You would think it'd be only 2.5 miles away, we'd be near something big. But if you look at the map, the highway and the back roads, they all go to the north. And the railroad goes due west. So by the time you're out of this tunnel, the only thing nearby is like the freeway hundreds of people out of it. So, yeah. Yeah, it's funny, the guy, he like showed up here, he wanted to check out the tunnel, but he didn't bring a flashlight. Now that I think about it, I probably could have offered to bring him with me. But anyway. I'm actually hoping to go for a train ride for Saturday. I haven't decided. I don't have a reservations for Saturday. One thing I'd like to do, if I could ride a train with an open air car and use this extender stick to see over the top of the train. That would be so cool. But for safety reasons, I don't know if they let me. Because if there's a horizontal tree branch or something, could knock this out of my hand and make it be bad. Anyway, let's see how it goes. And then here to the left, I don't know if the camera's picking up because the side's so high. Some formations hanging from the ceiling over there. It's little rusty hooks, I swear they look like little bats. But they're pieces of rusty steel. From the good old days. I'm pretty sure this railroad used to be electrified. There was a time when like all the railroads were electrified. It's like the high tech back in the day. It's so long, it's so impressive, it's completely straight. Wow. I just thought there's nobody else here. Last time I came here, I think it was in the summer. It was on Friday or Saturday. It was so busy. I wanted to use my bright light to get in the videos, but there were a lot of bicyclists and stuff who didn't want to be blinded by my light. So I was thinking of coming here like the very first day they opened. Unfortunately, I had a conflict. I had to wait a couple weeks. Actually, I think it's 3 weeks. It's like almost into May. It's like the third week of May or something. But it's a Wednesday, so nobody in the right mind is here. Just us weird guys. We got water. We got water. Small formations here along the wall. just another bit of few people here today. When I got to the parking lot, there were only 2 cars. And yeah, they both left right as I arrived. Must have seen me coming. Anyway. Small formations on the ceiling here. Hopefully the camera's picking it up. Last time I was here, I was using GoPro to shoot video. GoPro is kind of cool because it has a wide angle lens, but in practice, some people don't like the wide angle lens. Shoot, I think this lens is 24mm, something like that. It's kind of wide, but they shot it with the GoPro. I think when I do the return trip, I'm going to try to extend my camera even higher up. And then just be very careful not to the ceiling, good formation. Might be fun. Most LA big wheels comes to light up, he's still high up in the line. See, this is cool. Look at lower, the light. Hopefully you're getting that okay. I don't know if the focus. I think I'm shooting about f/5. I have a little bit of balance between focus and light performance. It's a new GoPro. I think they're called Mission or something like that. They have a 1-inch sensor, so it's bigger than the old GoPros, but smaller, something like this. So that can provide a good balance too between light performance and you know. Look at these. This is all the way down to the power line. Hope they don't have to work on the power line anytime soon. And then same on the other side here. It's like they got one that's actually touching the power line. I'm really curious if this power line still gets used or not. Be good to know. This is my first time ever shooting a video with this extender pole. So far, it's a little more flimsy than I thought, but it's definitely strong enough. I think it's rated for like 30 pounds or something. I got both my camera and my light on it, obviously. So far, so good. Here's another place where down lower there's formations right on the wall. Crazy. Alright. Pretty sure I got that before when I was here. But with the GoPro, the fisheye lens doesn't look that good. Hopefully this camera's picking up better. As long as the focus is okay, I should be good. Notice on both sides how they let the power line hang down a little bit. The one on the right looks like it's broken, like it's no longer usable. The one on the left, I'm not going to touch it, find out. I'm using is not made of metal. I don't know if it conducts electricity or not. Something tells me it'd be a really bad idea to get in here 15,000 volts. It would be a really stupid way to die if I were to touch this power line, get electrocuted. Oops, my bad. Notice how dry it is here, so there's no formations. This tunnel's very uneven. Considering how wet and cold it is around here. good this tunnel looks. It's over 110 years old. Pretty sure I'm not going to look this good when I'm 110 years old. I know there's a lot of good medical research going on. Might be just a generation or two late for me to live forever. Makes me wonder, like the generations alive today, are they going to be the last ones to die natural deaths? People talk about the population crisis, how, there's fewer and fewer children being born. The question is, if we gotta live forever, do we need more children? We can call it the quits. Call it the last generation. There's a lot of philosophy you can talk about. What that means for society. If we all live forever, is it possible for us to eventually retire? Or is retirement going to become a luxury of the rich again? Or maybe we'll have to take turns. Retire for 50 years, work for 50 years. Retire for 50 years, work for 50 years. Also, if I could live forever, I wouldn't even mind rotating, Get another college degree, work with that degree for 10 years, retire for a while, just keep rotating. School, work, retire, school, work, retire. I think that'd be a pretty good way to spend a few thousand years. I can see I still got 3 bars on the battery for my light out of 4. So I'm only using 25%. 100% brightness, it lasts half an hour. So 25% brightness should last 2 hours. I got a whole pile of batteries that I want to not have to switch batteries too often. I was actually planning on walking 3 laps to this tunnel today. If it's 2.5 miles each way, that's 5 miles per lap. That'd actually be 15 miles in one day. Maybe I need to rethink that. I think last time I was here, I just did like 1 lap. So I shot like one camera setting one direction and the other camera setting the other direction. Call it quits. I was kind of worried about time. This time I have a lot more time. Oops. Actually, what I need to do is when I get to the other end of the tunnel here, I need to check the battery life on my gimbal. If it's less than 50%, it won't last the return trip, so I'll have to switch to the vertical gimbal anyway. Do the reverse tomorrow. That's what I did when I went to, what's it called, Lewis and Clark Caverns. I did one tour first, shot horizontal, and the next day I did a different tour, shot vertical. Then the next day I came back and did the reverse. So I ended up getting both, just not in the order like I normally would. Okay, I'm going to lower the camera here a bit because there's formations up there on top. Let's see if I can get this. Hopefully that's coming out okay. All right. They're on the wall. Wow. So what's funny, look at this, even on the power line. That should give you an idea how long the power line's been there. If it's got mineral formations growing on it. Wow, hopefully they leave that there forever. When we come back in 1,000 years, check on your progress. It's one thing about living a long time. It's like everything changes on you. So, eventually you just always start talking about the good old days. Even though they weren't any better, it's just familiar. The familiar days. See, look at that. Along the crack there's a nice white one. Fascinating. I was thinking there were formations all over the ceiling, but it's just in spots. So after I come through and shoot my videos, I'm going to come through and get just pictures. I was thinking of doing a time lapse the whole ceiling, but now I realize that's pointless. I'll just come to the part where there's formations. Get pictures of formations close up. That'd be kind of cool. Our tunnel just comes up bigger. I won't say a cave because usually the caves and tunnels they explore caves. Caves meaning longitudes. Noise, walking and breathing, aerating. It's really quiet here. I think there's just a tiny bit of airflow, but it's so smooth there isn't really any wind noise. But if I were to sit down and be quiet, it'd be perfectly silent. It'd be kind of cool. If I'm far enough away from water dripping from the ceiling, of course. shape. I work full time, so I don't really get much exercise. I actually like walking around, hiking, doing caving, so that's my exercise I get all the time. It's not pretty. Wow. Look at the cool rungs, or what you call them, on the right to hold up the multiple power lines, which is suspicious because there aren't that many power lines farther in the cave. So, yeah, that's why having power lines only go part way into the cave. Railroad tunnel. I keep saying cave, I had it. If it walks like a hole, it's obviously like a hole is a hole. Anyway.